to Wholesale Hotline, where we cover everything to do with wholesale real estate. I'm Jamil Damji.
I'm Brent Daniels.
And I am Pace Morby.
And together we cover the most important parts of wholesale real estate.
Lead generation.
Conversion of sellers into contracts.
And dispositions. Guys, remember when you're watching this show, do us a favor and squad up in the comments.
Make sure that you are liking and subscribing to the YouTube channels and in the Facebook group Wholesale Hotline.
Most important, we want to know we're doing a great job for you and helping you build your business. So go give us a review on iTunes and or Spotify.
So squad up and enjoy the show!
Welcome to Wholesale Hotline number 140. I am Brent Daniels, Mr. TTP, Mr. Talk to People, live from Phoenix, Arizona. And we are here, of course, with the man, the sub-2 man, the man that can do any deal. You put a deal in front of this man and he's going to get it done. He's going to get it closed. And that is Pace Morby. And coming in hot, Jamil Damji in the house. These guys are staring at the beautiful blue Caribbean water. Wow. Thank you guys. Thank you for being here on a Monday. You guys are literally in the Caribbean. You guys are in paradise, and yet you are spending the next 90 minutes with our incredible audience. So thank you guys for being on here. I love you guys. Let's get this thing cracked open because lead generation, this is what gets me going. This is what this part of the business is so exciting because it truly is the engine of your real estate entrepreneur business, and it's critical. It's the thing that gets you started. And I think when you're getting started in this business, it's the most confusing and the most intimidating. And we want to completely destroy all of those fears and doubts that you might have on how to go out there and find an incredible discounted property. So, guys, first of all, how's the Caribbean? You guys having fun?
Hell yeah, bro. Pace, are you drinking a boba?
Mm-hmm.
Let me see it. Is it that's such a big straw? Okay, I was like, he's gotta have something with floaties in it with a straw that big.
This city, this town, this little property that we're staying at is so phenomenal. It's hard to describe. The quality of craftsmanship is ridiculous. I almost want to give you a tour of my hotel room. Do you want a tour of my hotel room?
Let's see it.
Okay. I'll show it to you. This is not a regular hotel room, okay? Actually, here's what's funny. It is a regular hotel room at this hotel. Okay?
It's just not a regular hotel room to any other hotels.
Exactly. I mean, this is what you get when you spend like a lot of money. You get your own washer and dryer. Okay? Mm-hmm. That's a big deal. Check this out, bro. Check this out. Look at this. Look at this fridge, man. I got a full size, like $5,000 fridge in my thing. Okay. I got balcony number 1 that goes right over to the pool. And then you walk into the room. They come into your room, by the way, 3 times a day and clean your room 3 times a day. I'm like on Zooms and like talking to people and they keep ringing the door. I mean, everything's marble. Everything is like high quality wood. It's this property. What they spend, Jamil? $4 billion to build this property. So we are living it up, bro. We are having great food. We're having a great time. Jamil and I, we rarely get a chance to actually sit and observe and learn at masterminds that we participate in. It's pretty rare. It's usually at this stage, it's like we're teaching, we're at other people's masterminds, we're guest speakers, whatever. We're in the back room. But like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Jamil and I actually get to sit down, take notes, and learn, much like everybody in our audience on Wholesale Hotline right now. We're going to talk about generating leads. And you guys got to be studious, because if you don't have leads in your business, that's like going to a college course and not having a textbook. There's no possible way you're passing this course. You have to have leads in your business. Now, I would even go above and beyond that And I would say it's impossible for you to learn, absorb, and retain any information in this business without practical things to apply your learning to, which are leads. If you don't have problems to solve, you're not actually learning. It's coming, everything you're learning on Wholesale Hotline is going in one ear and out the other because you have no leads to apply this to. And so this could be, in my personal opinion, one of the most important episodes that we've done this entire year. But before we get to that, Jamil, how are you enjoying the Bahamas, bro? I know you've been basically cooped up the whole freaking time.
I have. I just got off a 5-hour coaching call and right onto Wholesale Hotline. So, you know, the piece about it that I think is important is no matter what's going on, where you are in the world, I could be out there hanging out at the beach and saying, you know what? I'll skip this week, but I don't, because consistency is the game. Consistency is the game.
Yep.
Like you said it on the beginning of the hotline, Brent, doesn't matter where we are in the world, doesn't matter what's going on. We're here. We're here doing the thing. And I think for lead generation, the fact that we're talking about that today, what a shining example of what it means to be consistent, right? We're in a different time zone. Pace and I haven't ate yet. We had, a whole day on a call, right into this, still show up, do the thing, be consistent. Be consistent with your lead generation, guys, because that is the number one. You want to know the number one technique to more leads? Do your outreach or do whatever lead generation you're doing consistently. Consistently. It doesn't look. You guys have seen me make ads dogging on cold calling. I dog on bandit signs. I dog on everything that isn't what I do. But
but just so you know, I freaking love those ads, and I cold call and I text. I freaking love those ads.
But the facts is everything works if you do it consistently. Everything. Look, you guys want to cold call homeowners. You want to cold call notice of default. You want to cold call pre-foreclosures. All this stuff will generate leads. You will do deals. You want to know what's going to keep you from doing any deals? You cold call or you do lead generation one day and then you stop. That's what's going to kill your business. Consistency is the secret to your game going to the next level.
Yeah, and I think it's important. Listen, there's two ways, right? It's either reactive or it's proactive. Either people are calling you or you're calling them. And that's it, right? It just depends on where you're at in your business, where you're at in your schedule, where are you at? Have you done some deals? Do you have a team, or is it just you, right? And so it's really important to understand, are you going to be reactive or proactive? Reactive, listen, I talked to a guy today, Jeremy, my disposition manager. This guy's done 3 deals, $100K this year. He spends $600 a month on Facebook ads. That's all he does, right? And we help him dispose deals. $600 a month, he'll make $100,000. That's an incredible return. So there's that, right? There's that part. And then there's people that just go out there. Like, I encourage you to go out, find an ugly house, get the phone number, have a quality conversation with that distressed property owner. Do that over and over and over. You literally cannot lose. It's the most foolproof method of all time. And then the third one, the one that Jamil talks about all the time, is one, you got to be proactive, reaching out to people. He literally has challenges on like a monthly or every 45-day basis, encouraging people to go out there and have these conversations with people that represent the property owners, whether those be real estate agents, brokers, or other investors that have these deals. And you get that deal and you sell it to your cash buyers and you get paid. And then that's how you build up your war chest so that you can go out there and buy assets, so that you can go and buy the real estate that you want to invest in, with the income that you're getting from that. But listen, you have to realize, are you reactive or are you proactive? A lot of people go, you know what, I'm an introvert. I don't want to talk to a lot of people. I don't want to go and initiate the conversations. It crushes my soul when people reject me. Great. Then you're going to have to figure out how to build a business being reactive and having people call you. And that's fine, but you're not going to have control of your schedule for a while when you're getting started. until you can replace yourself there, you have to be on call to take those referrals, to take those calls, and to take people reaching out to you from your advertisements and your marketing. You're going to have to be live and take all those, because if you don't, they'll call somebody else. So you have to determine what you want to do and how big is your budget. If you have a big budget or somewhat of a budget, fine, test out some ads, have some people call you. If you're not getting enough return, then you got to be proactive. Or just start being proactive. Start right off the bat and be proactive.
So I've got 5 ways that I tell people that where deals come from. There's only 5 ways that I say deals come from. Okay. Now, maybe Brent and Jamil teach a little bit differently than this, but there's only 5 ways. Okay. So let's keep track of these, and you tell me if you think I'm missing anything. Okay. Number 1. Now, some of these are proactive, some of these are reactive, and some of these are, what was the third one? Relationship?
It's all proactive or reactive.
Okay, all proactive, reactive. Okay, great. So direct to seller is number 1. Okay. Direct to seller, I find is very distinctly different than other people, which is number 2, which is direct to agent or broker. Direct to agent or broker. So it's interesting. I see 2 camps when they're first starting out. I see a lot of people that are like, I'm either direct to agent or I'm direct to seller. So direct to seller means I'm not going through an agent. I'm looking for off-market properties. Direct to seller, if we go through these really quickly, you've got driving for dollars, texting, cold calling, billboards, radio, TV, bandit signs, Facebook ads, social media, your website, SEO, any way that you can directly communicate with a homeowner is what I call direct to seller. Okay, that's number 1. Number 2 is direct to agent, right? So you're going to agents, could be one, or it could be one or both. Agent has a deal on the market, or agent doesn't have a deal on the market. It doesn't matter. You're reaching out and you're building long-term relationships with agents. Jamil's going to talk a lot about that tonight. Okay. The third way that you can get deals is direct to referral source. So probate attorney, financial advisor, those types of people that are essentially not messing with, but they are involved in a family's finances. Probate attorneys are massive. It is an entire business model in and of itself. Financial advisors. Jamil has gotten a lot of deals from his insurance provider.
Yep.
Okay. So referrals, people that know the sellers but are not directly in real estate. Okay. The fourth one is on market, but not through an agent. I'm talking about foreclosures, sheriff sales, those types of auctions that are not managed or dealt with agents. Okay. Auctions, foreclosures, sheriff sales, those types of things. That's number 4. And then number 5, which is the most slept on way of getting leads and getting your first deal. It's the number 1 slept on strategy. Jamil or Brent, do you have a guess of what it is?
On market MLS deals, baby.
No, it's
Somebody's dead leads.
No, that would be I still consider that like referral source. This is number 5 is working for someone else. Okay.
I see that, but I feel like you're doing somebody else is still doing the deal. But I agree. That's a great way to learn, great way to start.
Well, I'm going to make a counter argument against that. I feel like when you do direct to wholesaler, somebody else is doing the deal.
But right? You're the principal, right? You
also are a principal, not the principal.
Right.
And so I look at if you're an acquisition person or a disposition person on somebody's team and you're directly involved in a transaction and you get your first deal that way, I look at that as a win that moves you in the right direction. And so a lot of people, like Claudio, for example, Claudio's a gangster, amazing guy. He lives in Boston. We're going to see him next week, Jamil. Mm-hmm. He lives in Boston, but he wholesales in Houston and other markets. He has multiple people that work for him that got their first deal by working for another wholesaler or working for another agent. So here's how I break it down. Every single individual person in here, okay, 500 plus people that are watching Wholesale Hotline, all of you have individual distinct differences in your personality, your background, your current resources, your mindset, good or bad, and any of your finances, resources, blah, 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 blah. It's all different. So when somebody comes to you and says, you need to cold call, guess what? Your personality might not fit for that. Truly. I believe that. Brent may or may not believe in that. Jamil may or may not believe in that. But I believe that not everybody's meant to door knock. I believe that not everybody's meant to be a transaction coordinator. I believe that not everybody is meant to go do direct to agent. And I definitely believe that not everybody is meant to do direct to seller. So we are uniquely advantaged with all these unbelievable ways to get leads: direct to seller, direct to agent, referral source, or like probate attorneys, wholesalers. For me, a wholesaler refers a lead to me they couldn't do anything with. That's a dead lead to them. It's a good deal for me. Okay. On market, auctions, those types of things, or 5, working for somebody else. Amazing ways to get leads. Is there anything that I'm missing on those 5 things, guys?
I would have just added in there on your on markets. I think that a lot of deals are happening on MLS. There's a lot of negotiation power with days on market. Isn't
that direct to agent, which is number 2? That's direct to agent.
Yeah, but there's agent off market and then there's agent on market, and they're 2 solely different beasts. Completely different beasts.
Okay.
Right? Because for instance, right, since we're diving into the agent camp, right? So for us at Keegley, we do agent deals in 2 ways. First way is agent off market. Agent off market is where we're calling, texting agents on a bi-weekly cadence, asking if they have anything in original or distressed condition that hasn't hit the MLS yet that we can take a look at before it gets listed. That requires just the same way as you would be following up with a direct to seller lead, constant follow up. It takes some time. It's not going to happen on the first call. It could be 5, 7, 8, 13 contacts later. They have a deal and you contract it off market. A completely different deal structure, completely different conversation, completely different situation and negotiation than when you're dealing with on market, right? Because on an on market opportunity, you know more. You've got motivation. You've got price stamp. You've got days on market. You've got leverage. You've got so many more details that allow you to get a better discount than if you were to get that same house before it got listed. That I think that you can create a distinct business model with these 2 types of lead generation, both of them happening to agents. So, what I've been seeing is that the on market stuff, you can actually, there's a lot of people, and I think in the chat right now, who might be looking at life right now and saying, man, I need money in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Right. Agent off market, you ain't going to get paid in 2 weeks. Right. On market MLS, you can get paid in 2 weeks. You can get paid in a week. You can. Like if you're like struggling right now and you're like, I just got to get something done, you could get up tomorrow morning. You could use a software like Privy. You could set the parameters at 65% of ARV. It could send you 10 properties that were 65% of ARV. You could call all 10 agents. You could give verbal offers on all.
Wait, real quick, Jamil. I think this is an important step here. You can call those 10 agents.
Correct.
You're not just sending blind offers in.
Oh, hell no. Every one of them will get rejected.
And not communicate.
Absolutely. You have to call the agent. Here's I gave this master class to my Astro call before we hopped online, which is why it's top of mind to me.
Sure.
But really, when you're dealing with these realtors, you have to absolve them of the pricing mistake. Because here's what's up, right? When you send a blind offer to an agent and say, for instance, the property is listed at 400 grand, you send a blind offer at 290. That realtor sees that 290, and that realtor will never, very rarely will they ever present that to their seller. They're just going to hit delete. Why? Because if they take a 290 offer to their seller unsolicited, without a story, without context, without any anything that's going to help the agent understand why 290 is the number, they're just all you're doing is threatening their listing. They're going to feel like if I go to my seller with this 290 offer, I'm going to lose my listing and my client's going to tell me to piss off.
Yep.
So they will not show that offer to the seller. Now, if you do it this way, where you call the agent and say, hey, Brent, I saw you have this property listed on the market. It's been like 80 days. Looks like you've got it listed at ARV. Like I think that, 400 was the number if somebody had done $110,000 remodel on the house. But I looked at the pictures and this thing's, it's ancient. So I imagine the seller's dictated price on this one, right?
Yep.
Okay. When do you think your seller is going to be slightly motivated to actually sell the house? Because it's not going to trade at this number. In fact, it's going to sell dramatically less than that. But I just want to know from you, when do you think your seller is going to actually be motivated and ready to take a real number?
I told them from day one they need to price it to sell, and they wanted to test the market. They didn't believe me, and now they're starting to. So I think we're getting close. We keep accepting ththese offers that other investors put in sight unseen, and they get excited about it, but then they cancel a couple, days, if not a week later. So they're just getting sick of it. They want to sell it.
And I get it. And that's going to happen because what's happening right now is the unrealistic expectations having buyers giving you an unreal number.
Right.
You're trying to get a buyer to do gymnastics that they're not that flexible. The numbers look, someone else's numbers aren't going to be much different from my numbers. It doesn't work that way. We're all going to be in the same area here. So my number is 290, Brent.
Yeah.
What do you think? Can we write this up and you present it to your seller and see if they're ready to make a deal today, we can get it done.
How fast?
Well, I need a few days to inspect. Give me 7, 14-day close.
14. So 2 weeks. How much of an inspection period?
So I'd prefer 10 days, but why don't we do 7 business days?
For an offer like that, I would need some significant earnest money to know that you're serious, like non-refundable.
Well, in a market like this, where we're in a depreciating market, where every day I wake up, my house is worth less, I don't think that's a reasonable expectation. I think everybody is going to run away from that. I don't know how much less your house is going to be worth tomorrow when I wake up. And this would be something that I would share with your seller. Because we are in a depreciating market, by Friday, my offer's less. So let's just call it what it is. I'm at 290 right now. I can give you a $5,000 earnest deposit. Obviously, that's going to need to be refundable until the end of my inspection, but I'm as serious as they get. This is why I'm having the honest conversation with you now.
Love it. I'll present it. Yeah.
That's it.
I mean, it's interesting, Jamil. I had in 2004, right when I got my real estate license, I joined this brokerage because I had a young broker. His name was Chad Schreiner. He was great. And he said, it's not so much about the numbers or the terms. It's whether or not the other agent likes you.
Yep.
And it stuck with me for the last 18 years. He's like, that you will get deals that you should have never gotten. You're going to get your buyer's deals. You're going to get more for the properties. You're going to do so much better if the other agent likes you. So you need to do whatever you can to build that rapport, build the relationship, be honest with them. Don't overpromise and underdeliver, but go out there and actually build a real human relationship with this agent. And if you overcommunicate, you will win. And I am telling you guys, I have gotten so many more deals traditionally and just as a wholesaler in our wholesaling business because the agent liked us, because they trusted us to get it done, because I said the right things and I went with that certainty and likability and really brought them into the transaction with us. Because what agents hate the most, this is what they absolutely hate the most, is having to go to the client and say the buyer backed out. The buyer's gone. The buyer doesn't want to buy anymore, because a lot of those sellers, and I know this from personal experience, a lot of the sellers are like, what the hell? What's wrong with my property? AKA what's wrong with me?
Mm-hmm.
Right? They almost like put their own like pride into the properties that they own. And if people are rejecting it and rejecting it and rejecting it, and they think that it's finally done, and they just told people at, happy hour that they sold their house and how crazy it is in this market, blah, blah, blah. And then it cancels. I'm telling you, that hits them like a ton of bricks. So when an agent has gone through a couple, they've a couple buyers have backed out, and you come and you're confident that you can get it, and you don't bend on, well, we need it non-refundable, we need to close in 2 days, and all this other stuff. They'll respect you and they'll do business with you. I love it. But again, you're either proactive or reactive. And if you don't have a budget to be reactive, you need to get on the phone. You need to knock doors or squat up with somebody that will. If you're in that whole, I'm an introvert, I'm never going to make a call, I'm never going to talk to a stranger, I'm never going to do this. One, you should consider what role that you can actually like succeed in, just like Pace was talking about, in this business, if you want to stay in this business. But two, I have turned a lot of quote unquote introverts into some of the most gangster real estate wholesalers in the country. And it's just by having confidence, having a community, having the right words to say, having the skeleton of a conversation, which comes down to 7 things. You're talking about the 4 the 4 pillars of pre-qualifying every single seller. This should be every time you talk to a property owner: condition of property, timeline to sell that property, their motivation, and their price. That's the 4. And then if you really want to be good at it, become an active listener. Make sounds with your mouth as they're talking so they don't think they're getting interrogated. Approve and confirm what they're saying. Don't cause friction in it by telling them they're wrong or stupid. And make sure that you answer their questions when they ask you a question, and then respond with a question. Those are the 7 ways to be powerful on the phone and to really understand, is this somebody that will potentially do business with me? And guys, it doesn't matter if it's an agent or an owner or whatever else it is, but if you're proactive and you go with the confidence of knowing those are the 7 things that you have to get good at, it is a skill that the economy cannot take away from you. Okay? The economy can take away marketing channels. The economy can take away referrals. The economy can take away the property owners and leads that you thought were great deals. But they can't take away the skill of you going out there and hunting for opportunities. And that's who survives in this economic storm. Because I'm telling you, this is an economic storm. It's going to come down. You see people dropping out of this business left and right, and the people's skills last long, and they clean house. And I want you all to be one of those people. So really build the skills. I'm just telling you. I really think this is the time to build the skills and take over.
You're such a hellraiser, bro.
Yep. Yeah, exactly.
And if you look at what Nathan Faust said, he says, wow, love that role play. It was awesome. Would love to hear more of them. So Nathan, this is why I popped this up on the screen. We've been talking about this the last couple of weeks. Not this coming Friday, next Friday. If you're a sub 2 Astro or TTP student, please stay tuned. We have an amazing 3-hour live competition called Nightmare on Deal Street. It is going to be in person for 140 people are going to come out in our offices. It's the most we've ever. Jamil, you think you've ever had a meetup with that many people in that room?
In that room?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I think we hit 200 on the girls' night.
Okay, so we will. Okay, then we'll have enough space for this. Okay, so on October 28th, we're going to be doing a 3-hour implementation workshop. Okay, we're going to show you guys how to generate leads live, and then we're going to call them live. And everything that Brent just talked about, Brent, I would love to have you present at the very beginning of Nightmare on Deal Street those 7 things.
Love it.
And then Jamil, I would love to have you present on an agent script, and we're going to have everybody in that room calling and competing against each other. We're going to have 15 people per team, 10 teams, giving some amazing prizes away and streaming it to TTP students, Astro students, and Sub 2 students so they can all participate and follow along live.
Bam, bro. Wow. What about the people who are not Astro, Sub 2, or TTP?
I don't know. That's up to you. I say no. I want to do a community event where I can work with here's the challenge, okay? when you want to implement, you just want to get to work. And what happens is when you're doing it to a wide public, you end up having to talk a lot more about theory and the ABCs. And it's really hard to just get down to business because people are asking questions about like, wait, why are we calling agents? You know? And you're like, wait, we just talked about this for 2 hours. What I find is the people who have been filtered into becoming part of our communities, they're just a lot easier to work with and a lot easier to educate. So when you only have 3 hours and 140 people in person, physical, it's a lot of work. And so I don't think we want to have the extra friction. This is why I say let's just do it our inside of our communities.
Okay, well, you guys are you heard it. Astro, TTB, Sub 2, doesn't matter which of the three you're in. Please, guys. Right now, I looked at tickets, like even from the East Coast to get to Phoenix, return is like $130. There are people who are have Airbnbs with multiple rooms in them. You can find them in the chat. They've got you don't have to go stay in a nice fancy hotel. You can stay in a nice Airbnb with other Wholesale Hotline, Sub 2, or Astro people. But get your butts on a plane and get here for October 28th, because this is not stuff you want to sleep on. Like, you need to do this. You're going to hear us do it live. You're going to hear you do it live. You're going to hear other people do it live. You're going to collect the best of the best, the techniques and the skills and the scripting and the tonality that resonates and works for you. And then you're going to take that home and apply it to your business and get rich, motherfucker.
Plus, Pace has like 47,000 square feet, so he can house like at least 100 people. Right, Pace?
We do have a. Oh, were we talking about my house?
Yeah.
I think we fit about 30 people in my house between my house.
Oh, easy. That's awesome.
It's gonna be cool.
But again, listen, we're not going out and putting out Facebook ads and direct mail and pay-per-click and having these leads come in and people call them on Nightmare and Deal Street. No. We are proactively picking up the phone. And I'm telling you, and I've seen this time and time again, because I used to do Super Saturdays. Every Saturday I would invite everybody in, and people would come in that have never made a call before, and they're timid and they're scared and they don't want to do it. And I would get up and I would make the calls for about a half hour and then put them right on it. And then all of a sudden their fear just melts away, because there's no time to hallucinate. There's no time to think about all the terrible things people could say to you. You're just on the phone going. It's right now, right? So if you have some of that apprehension, or that phone feels like it's 400 pounds, count down from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, press the button on your phone and make a call. Just do it. You can hang up right after, I swear. But just doing that, and then the next time, let it ring. And when somebody answers, say hello. And then ask them, when do you plan on selling this property? When do you plan on selling this property? When do you plan on selling? I mean, I'm telling you, and this is direct. I'm not talking about what we're going to do with the agent outreach, because the agent outreach is brilliant, right, Jamil? Because we already know the condition of the property. We already know their timeline. They want to sell it right now. We know their motivation because it's all there. All we have to do is the last one, which is the price. We just got to bring them down to reality. We got to bring them down.
Here's the other piece about agents that are so much easier than direct to homeowner. Because direct to homeowner, guys, you got to be calling all the time. Like, you don't know when they're going to pick up the phone. It's so hard to reach. And like, that's why you got people doing it 8, 9, 10 hours a day. Let me tell you, Andy Wrong, he's in my Astro program, right? The kid's in high school. He's a senior in high school. He can only do agent outreach during his lunch break and after he's finished his homework. Guys, this is real, okay?
Yep.
On his lunch break, and then after he's done his homework after school. He was just at my mastermind and he brought his dad. His dad is like, I think my son is doing something illegal because he's making all this money and he's in high school. And I have to come meet this man that he's learning from. And I need to see what's going on here. Today, he just did a deal while he was in school as a senior, made $40,000 on his lunch break, bro. It wasn't on his lunch break. While he was sitting there in English class, he's texting with an agent, right? He makes $40,000 in high school. And then he literally says he did this. He was like, yeah, he did that in class. And like, his teacher must have been like, why are you so excited? Because I make more money than you.
On one conversation. Here we go. Come on for that kid.
Bro,
Crazy.
I was bagging groceries as a senior in high school to get work release, to get college like credits. I didn't have these tools. I didn't have these tools until I was like 28.
It's crazy.
Crazy.
Yeah, insane. Absolutely insane. But listen, it's one conversation. You're one conversation away from getting your first deal, from not having to build all this off of faith to where it turns into fact, right? And once it turns into fact, then you know that you can repeat it and repeat it and repeat it. And if you stay focused and you stay humble and you understand money management and you're a good steward of the finances that you have, I mean, you do this for 7 years, 10 years, you're a millionaire. Anybody in any background. I'm just telling you. I mean, this is. I mean, we and Jamil and Pace and I talk a lot. Sometimes about the amount of taxes we pay. Fine, it's great. You know why? Because this country, we can do this in. Anybody can do this in this country. You're one conversation away. It just depends on if you're going to suck down your courage and you're going to stand up and you're going to have electricity in your eyes and you're going to actually make a call. If you don't get super excited, the fact that you're one conversation away from a $40,000 check, like this kid in high school, and he was building that relationship and texting back and forth with the agent. I mean, call agents, call homeowners, call other wholesalers, call investors, call people, whatever it is. But you need to be proactive. You need to talk to people on a daily basis. You just do.
I have a question for you about that. So
yeah,
a week ago, Jamil asked me to come speak at his mastermind. And I was out visiting properties and, creating YouTube content, telling people how we get deals and all that kind of stuff. By the way, that's what got me I got shut down off my Instagram because of that one day I was like live streaming at one of my properties and I said the address and Instagram's like, boom, you're out, done, suspended. So be careful about dropping your addresses online, just FYI, everybody. So I'm at a property. I go, I got to get over to Jamil's mastermind and I know what's going to happen is they already ate all the food. And I got to get something to eat. So I head over to Chipotle. I'm way out in Buckeye. And I go in this Chipotle and I'm like, holy crap, there's like 23, 24 people in line. I've never seen that many people in line at Chipotle. So I walk in and the guy in front of me, I'm a nice guy, I try and talk to people. So I go, man, this is a long line. He goes, yeah, get used to it. I've been waiting my whole life. And I was like,
what? For Chipotle?
No, just in general. He's like, this is my whole life. Everywhere I go, I just wait.
Oh
like,
my gosh. Yeah.
So, but here's the point. So I wait all the way through this line and I listen to the employee at Chipotle ask the same question. What would you like to have today? Okay. Are you going to have pinto beans or black beans? Okay. Mm-hmm. Would you like guac? Okay. Do you want pico? Okay. Cheese. Do you know guac is extra? Okay. Do you want a bag of chips and a drink with that? Okay. Like literally all of that, I heard it 23 times. And by the time I got up to the front, I had Googled and figured out these numbers. How many times does a Chipotle employee on one shift ask those same questions to a series of customers? How many times?
I'm going to make a guess, okay?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I think that they ask that question twice a minute. And I think that they do it 120 times an hour. Mm-hmm. I think they probably don't work hard 2 hours out of an 8-hour shift. So I'm going to say that's 120 times 6.
720.
720 times.
Okay, so the number, you're really close. The number is 600 times.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty close.
The average employee at Chipotle on one shift will say all of those things 600 times. 600 times. Yet people won't go out and make one phone call to a distressed property owner to make $40,000.
Well, listen, and this might sound crazy, but right.
I mean, bro, seriously, wow. I just was blown away just watching this happen. And I'm like, what? So Brent, my question here, I'm trying to tee this up. I'm trying to tee this up for you to answer this because I think you'll have a better answer. Is I look at that, I'm like, okay, it's obvious that that person's just missing Wholesale Hotline. They're missing access to information because of their parents, their local economy that they're in, right? They live in an ecosphere that does not tell them about real estate. I get all of that, right? I totally get all of that. But for the people who do know about real estate, for the people that do know about wholesale and that TTP is the thing, what compels somebody to work at forget about Chipotle. Think about all the other jobs that people work. Okay. Think about every single other thing. I'm typing a report today, or I'm creating a this, or I'm doing a that, and I'm software programmers. All these things where you're literally doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over all day long, but there's no massive payday. What compels somebody who understands wholesale to take directions from their boss all day long and be happy about it, but not go out and create something for themselves?
It's the label. It's their label. It's how they label themselves and how they allow other people to label them. I'm an introvert. What does that mean? Like, who told you that? That's just how you feel. That's just who you are. You can't change. You can't do anything about it. That's just who you are. Like, it's the label and it's your squad. That's the two things. It's who you surround yourself with. If you surround yourself with people that want to go out during the day and be productive, you're going to be productive. If you want to be around people that sit in a dark room and play video games and watch Netflix all day, you're going to be a person that goes and gets a job just so that you can pay for Netflix and video games all day. And that's fine. Like, it just depends on what you want out of the time that you have on this planet. And if you have that motor, if you have that engine, if you're hungry to be successful, however you want to label that, however you want to like put that as a definition, whatever success is to you, you got to go out and do stuff. You got to provide value to the marketplace. And if you're not providing value to the marketplace, then you're just being selfish, and that's fine. But just understand, selfish people don't get paid as much as people that go out and serve the community. That's it. You want to make millions, go provide millions worth of opportunity. And that's in the form of creating a business, which means you put together systems and you put together processes and you put together incredible people to go out and serve the community. It's in every book that's been out about self-development. It's in the Bible a bazillion times. It's in the Torah. It's everywhere. It's in the Quran. It is everywhere to go out and serve the community, right? It's just whether or not we want to do it. And it depends on the labels we allow other people to put on us and we put on ourselves. And then it's your squad.
Okay, so I love that answer. Jamil, I now have a follow-up question for you. So John Carroll says, we have to be told what to do, right? It's kind of the system that everybody's kind of not so much adopted, but you were born into. Same thing with me. Same thing with you. Like, your dad busted his ass working at a gas station. Bless his heart. All the way to a point where your dad's now at a point in his life where he's just like, dude, I'm done. I worked so hard for so long. I'm done. I learned how to be a contractor from my parents. Like, we all learned this stuff from our parents. How do we break away from this? Is it our environment? Is it I'm lacking friends? What do you think mindset wise I need to do in order to break away from the world of I need to be told what to do in order for me to get paid?
Look at what the person who gets told what to do has as a result.
Yep.
All you got to do, baby.
That's it.
When I look at the guy who gets told what to do, and then I look at the result of their life and I say, do I want that? Do I not want that? If I want that, then fine. I'll go and be told what to do. If I don't want that, then I won't. And I think, every guy, look, it was funny, right? I'm sitting down at this event. A&E put me at this event, amazing event in DC. I'm sitting beside the vice president of programming at History Channel, wonderful lady. And she just sparks up a conversation with me and asks, what do you do? And I say, I'm in real estate. I flip houses. I'm on a TV show with A&E. That's why I'm in here. She's like, oh, cool. I'm not in your network, but kind of, because A&E and history are, cousins or whatever. She says, I really admire entrepreneurs. I really admire what you do. My husband's an entrepreneur, and he is, he's able to just get out and get after it every day, and he makes it happen. And I said, do you admire it? Really? Or are you happy that you get to turn it off? And she legit looked me right in my polls and said, shit, you're right. You're right. I'm happy I get to turn it off when I get home. I actually don't want to do what he does. I admire it, but it's not for me. Yep. And so, guys, this is the piece, right? It's you don't have to beat yourself up. You don't have to feel a way about it. Look, there's people who need the structure, who need to be told. You know what? When I'm working out and I want to like get buff, guys, please don't think that we're sitting here dogging on people who need to be told what to do. When I'm being trained by a trainer, when I'm being told what to do in the gym, I work 10 times harder than when it's just my old fat butt on an elliptical machine doing it and trying to do it myself. Okay? When I'm being told what to do, I do more. So maybe it's just what it is. You just gotta understand who you are. Be really real about who you are. Be really real about who you are, what drives you, how you succeed the most, what gets the most productivity out of you, and then put your life in a way that pushes you in that direction. Like Pace said, some people need to work for somebody who look. For instance, we got Denise Abreu. She's in the chat, right? Astro student decided, you know what, this like doing it on my own is not for me. I'm going to go work at Keighley. She works at Keighley. Boom. She exploded, right? She needed the camaraderie, the structure, that family, that community. She needed that. And I applaud that. I applaud the people who understand themselves, who know who they are, and then work in their parameters of who they are as a personality, and then go and get it done. But guys, what you have to do is, if you are emulating or looking at somebody, look at the result. Look at the life result. If the life result of who you're looking at isn't what you want, look somewhere else.
Speaking of which, Jerry Norton on the screen.
Love you, Jerry.
I hung out with him on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday last week. We made, I think, 14 YouTube videos to get together. We created a whole creative finance series for his channel. And Jerry also was friendly enough to do a congratulations video anticipating my 100,000 subscribers on YouTube that's going to happen this week.
Yay! So excited. He's close. What are you at? 99,800? What is it?
I think I don't know, something like 98,000. We'll get it this week. It'll be great. Speaking of which, if you guys are not subscribed to my YouTube channel, you knuckleheads could have pushed me over the edge a long time ago. So how dare you not be at youtube.com/PaceMorby. Please go and subscribe. But it was really fun hanging out with Jerry. I'm going to tell you guys something. Listen to this. So Jerry and I get to hang out, and we go to Disney World with our kids, and Jerry's wife and my wife take our little kids like over to another ride called like Finding Nemo or something. Okay. So my wife and Anne-Marie Norton end up getting into a really long conversation about how Anne-Marie and Jerry lived their life. And what ends up happening is my wife calls me today and she's like, all right, I have a great game plan. Basically everything that you've been telling me for the last 7 years about this, and this, I didn't want to pay attention to you until I heard it from somebody that I really admired. And she heard it from Anne-Marie. And all of a sudden, everything in her mind, she became convicted. Like, I'm convicted of these things. Like, for example, hiring help to like help out around the house, managing things in a certain way in our personal lives. It all came from a simple conversation from somebody that my wife admired and respected, that convinced my wife that it was the right direction to go in. It didn't come from me. It could not have come from me. It needed to come from somebody that my wife looked up to. And so that conversation really just happened like maybe 2-3 hours ago. My wife called me, was like, Anne-Marie Norton convinced me that this is the right path to go down. And so it's the same thing for a lot of you guys, is that you are lacking friends or lacking mentors or lacking people that you look up to that really bring the gravity of the situation to your world. Like the more I hang out with Jamil, I want to do certain things. I hang out with Brent, I want to do certain things. I hang out with Jerry, I want to do certain things. It's why literally I probably have 5 really, really good friends. And here's how close we are. We don't hang out a lot. I just admire them and watch their moves. I watch what Brent Daniels does, and I watch him. I go, "Ooh, I'm going to emulate that. I'm going to emulate that. I'm going to emulate. Oh, we're supposed to be doing that. Okay, thank you for showing me the way, Brent." I follow people that are more successful than me. That is the recipe for momentum and success. So thank you, Jerry Norton, for taking me to Disney World and having your wife talk to my wife, because it just like solved a couple of things in our world, which is awesome. So thank you.
Awesome.
Yeah, this is an interesting one. So like, for example, I had this really great Sunday service last night, and somebody comes in and one of their first questions was, Pace, I'm stuck. I've been trying to get into real estate for a year and a half. I'm a real estate agent and I've had 1 listing in 2 years. And I go, well, what do you do for your day job? Because obviously you're not making enough money as a real estate agent after 2 years and 1 listing. He says, I'm in performing arts and I make $25,000 a year. And I go, let me guess, the people you hang out with make $20,000 to $30,000 a year. And he goes, yeah, about. And I go, do you have anybody making $40,000 a year? And he goes, nope. I go, okay, well, there's your problem. You guys are doing game night at your house and going to movies and going to the bars and restaurants and those things, which you should. I mean, Jamil and I just hung out on the beach and had a great hamburger. Like, you are going to hang out with these people. I'm not saying don't have fun. I'm just saying the conversations with Jamil and myself when we're having a hamburger is different than my friends from high school when I'm having a hamburger. It is polar opposite of each other. And so you have to find these people. Side chat on Wholesale Hotline is a wonderful place to do it. Another really great place to do it is in person at a local meetup. So a Keegley meetup, a Sub 2 meetup, an Astro meetup, a TTP meetup. Next week, Jamil is going to be hosting a Keegley meetup on Keegley.com/meetup, Keegley.com/meetup. And we're probably going to have a good 150 to 200 people at this meetup. Those are the people. Okay, this is what I did. I don't remember if you remember this, Jamil, but I used to be one of the board members of the Phoenix RIA. Did you know that?
Mm-hmm.
And here's what I would do when we went to the RIA. Right, RIA means REIA. RIA stands for Real Estate Investor Association. Okay, it's a very fancy way of saying meetup. Okay, I would go to the meetup that I was a board member of, and I would select every month 2 to 3 people that I wanted to go to dinner with that night. And the reality was the meetup was cool, but it was just a conduit for me to meet 2 or 3 people I wanted to go and share a meal with and have real conversations with. And that is a big, big problem with most people, is they go to the meetup and then they don't take the relationship outside of the meetup and really get to know people, because that's when things change for you. Do you guys agree with that?
100%.
Yep.
Jamil, do you have a Keegley in Los Angeles?
We have a Keegley in LA, but Pace, you and I are going to go do a SoCal LA meetup here pretty quick.
Okay, love it. I'm down.
We'll do it. We'll do it right on the beach in Venice.
Ooh, that'd be great. At your house?
Well, we can use the bathroom in my house, but we'll have it outside of my house.
I can't even imagine what would happen to your toilet after 300 people used it. We just had a meetup in Orlando. The police had to come because we had 350 people at a 3-bed, 2-bath house in downtown Orlando. It was so crazy. Jerry Norton and I were, Jerry goes, this is what you guys are up to? I'm like, yeah, this is what we up to, bro. We're doing these meetups. Jerry came out and took photos with every single person at a 350 person meetup. Allison Dawson says, will you guys come to DC? We cannot freaking wait to come to the DMV area. I want to go out there so bad. I want to be in Maryland, Baltimore, Virginia. I want to do a meetup there. Absolutely looking forward to that. Denise says, yeah, that was epic. I got to meet Denise's. Oh my gosh, you brought on Brad from A&E?
Wow.
Hey, Brad, welcome.
What's up?
How you doing, boss?
I'm good. Brent, your biceps have never looked better. Thank you.
Thank you.
At some point, I'm going to see it live. So I wanted to come on. First of all, I have a couple things to say. By the way, none of these guys knew. I don't think you knew that I was coming.
I did not know you're coming. Did Jamil know you were coming?
I had no idea.
I don't think so. No. You've got a good friend in Bobby that helped me kind of slide into
Wow.
this show. So first of all, if you're not subscribing to these channels, if you don't know, I've produced television for close to 20 years. These guys are producing some of the best content out there. So please subscribe. Subscribe to this channel too. And they have a podcast, if you don't know, Wholesale Hotline. And I don't think you know, Pace and Jamel, that I do this. Every morning, I take a 2-mile walk and I listen to Wholesale Hotline on my podcast every morning. Every morning.
Yes.
Wow.
I'm about a month behind because some of the shows are the 90 minutes. I don't.
Yep.
You know, it takes a while, but I spent all day long with these guys. So thank you. And I've been real lucky to have known Pace and Jamil for a while. I've spent some time with them. These three are the most genuine go-giver human beings on the face of this planet. And wow. This, I'm sure everybody here knows that, but I've seen it in person and I thank you. So I've been lucky to be part of these guys' television world. Usually it's my job to make somebody good look great. That's not my problem. I just try not to mess you guys up. So again, thank you for all the work you've done. They just wrapped on their show. And I have an announcement. It's not what we've been talking about, but we may have a premiere date for season 2 of Triple Digit Flip.
Yes.
This is literally breaking news. This happened about 2 hours ago. I had to get clearance by the top brass at A&E. December 3rd. December 3rd. Season 2 of Triple Digit Flip is going to be on.
Come on.
You'll see it 3 weeks in December. We're going to take a break for the holidays because we all need a break for the holidays. Then it's going to run 7 weeks straight through March. I cannot be more excited. If you're watching season 1, season 2 blows away season 1. These guys have lived it. It's taken them forever to complete the season, and it's worth every second of it. I cannot wait for everybody to watch. These guys killed it. You'll see special guests throughout the season, some really big names. Brent, we're getting you on there for season 3. I'm assuming.
You got
it.
Yeah, let's go.
Apparently, Brent's rider is way too big. If you don't know what a rider is, it's all they ask. It's only blue Skittles that he likes.
That's it.
And protein powder.
And
that's it. In the Skittles.
Well, he brings his own protein powder. I mean, that's how good he is. But that's what I want. I just wanted to come in here to thank you all. All three of you. I watch every week. I am a student of your game. I will be here. I just moved to Charlotte and will be here very much to hopefully ride in the coattails of what y'all are doing. And please, everybody tune in December 3rd. We want this season to be the biggest and best. There's a lot of shows on our air, but there's really only one show, right? There's only one.
That's right.
Come on, baby.
Brad, couple questions.
Yeah, good vibes.
Where are all the places that people can watch it? Do they need to have cable television? They need to have a satellite. They need to have like a aluminum foil hat. Like, how do people get into the TV world?
Well, so that's a loaded question because I do have a 9-to-5 job at A&E. And A&E is one of those like cable networks, with the remote and the TV. Like,
I heard about those. Yeah.
Listen, anyone that's under 40, go get one. Best Buy has sales. So please do. That's one way. But there's this website called A&E that you can go to. Lots of streamers. By the way, I should know the answer to this. I don't even know. I believe Hulu has episodes up.
Hulu has it.
But in anticipation of the series, all of these episodes will be on the A&E website. It's called Front of the Wall. So you don't need to have a subscription. You'll be able to watch these. And by the way, these episodes premiere every Saturday and Sunday all the time. So you can also watch, if you have one of those old school things that we call the TV set. I think on our YouTube channel, maybe too. I mean, you'll see clips of these guys. They will be everywhere. So we have about 6.5 weeks, almost 7 weeks to premiere. We have plenty of runway for it. You'll see spots go on air in about 2 to 3 weeks or so. Honestly, you guys, I'm the beneficiary of what you do every day. So you make me look real good in the hallways of A&E. So thank you.
Bro, I
Thank
think
you,
you make
Brad.
yourself look great. You've been an absolute wonder to work with. I do have a congratulations to give you. I was reading the news and it looked like A&E is signing with 50 Cent.
Yeah. I'm a nice boy from Michigan who somehow fell into this business because I followed a girl to LA, not my wife. So all good things when you follow women, right?
100%.
Yeah, sure. My wife is behind me, so yes, happy wife, happy life. But we just signed. 50 Cent and I have had a longer relationship years ago, and he came back around. And DJ Envy, who is one of the hosts of the Breakfast Club, him and Cesar Pina, thank you, Flipping NJ. As you know him, they have a flipping business and they have a real awesome real estate empire in Jersey. And they also help 50 Cent with all of his dealings. So 50 Cent and I are in business again. In fact, I think I'm getting on the phone with him tomorrow. He is, again, talk about a go-giver. I mean, that guy is really that guy. So hopefully one day I can hopefully get him over to you guys and make an appearance on Wholesale Hotline.
Yeah, tell 50 that our show will be better than his show. And the only way that he can prove otherwise is by making an appearance on our show.
There you go.
That's the only test, Jamil. I think that's fair. I think that's very fair. Yep.
But I'm telling you, as big as 50 is, you guys have somebody bigger on this season. And I don't know, I don't think we should say it.
All right, we'll keep
but
it
you
quiet.
have literally the biggest individual, a bee with a billionaire, but not just the bee with a billionaire, but with a heart of gold. That I'm so lucky to benefit from your relationship with this great couple.
Amazing.
That's the last episode, I think. Is it the last?
Yep.
That's the last
okay.
episode.
So it all leads to the biggest episode ever in triple digit flip history.
Amazing.
Awesome.
Brad, we're so lucky, brother. Thank you so much for everything you do for us. Thank you. Guys, give Brad some freaking love. This guy's amazing. He also came out to our New Jersey meetup. We had like 800 people there. He then came out to our Manhattan meetup the next day, and then we hung out at Cat's Deli till like 1 o'clock in the freaking morning.
Pace, can I tell the story of the two of you?
Yeah.
All right. So when you talk about Go Giver, I saw it in person at Cat's. So we were there, after 9 o'clock or so. And at Cat's Deli, which is one of the most famous delis in the U.S., the area to sit down was closed. And Pace goes, it was almost a competition. I'm going to forget the details of the story. But basically, it was mentioned to the hostess, if I give you a tip, will you open it up? And this is New York. They dismiss things. People walk in all the time. They go, what's your biggest tip? And they said a number. And out walks Pace and Jamil, and they said, I'm going to up that by $1. Gave them in cash the biggest tip they've ever had for $1. Sat us down. And the life that individual was changed by these two individuals. And yes, that's money, but it was just a thought. And it was immediately like this. There was no hesitation whatsoever to make that person's night. And it was just a beautiful thing to be witnessing. I mean, I smiled all night long with my massive corned beef and pastrami sandwich.
Oh, bro, we had a great night together. We had Medium Wave Dave hung out with us. We had Bobby hang out with us three. And then the team over at Cat's Deli became family within like 2 minutes. It was so great.
Thank you, guys. That was a night that I will not soon forget. The other thing too, these guys have been such an influence in my life, and Brent, you too. We were thinking of moving to Phoenix just to be around because Pace, you said today. Hold on, I'm going to bring up my. You had an Insta story today, the brain dump. I don't know if you talked about this yet. I was on a swim Zoom with my kid earlier. You only make as much money as the people you hang around, period. Get around people who make you feel uncomfortable and make you realize you deserve more. Every time I've leveled up my friends, my income followed. The conversations are different. The energy is different. The expectations are different. That was the reason I was going to move to Phoenix, is because I need to level up my game to be around you guys. And I know that I would be in your home, sitting on your couch, pissing the hell out of you because I wanted to be around you guys so much. Now, my wife can't handle 120 degrees this summer. So we moved to Charlotte, which is, I think, just as good. But I got out of New York because I want to live and breathe what you guys do. At the same time, provide a service to all of y'all, on this little cable television network that I'm a part of. So again, these guys, I'm sure story, by the way, at that meetup, at that 800, 900 person meetup, the stories that I heard, I mean, I could cry by the lives that these individuals changed. And this was unsolicited whatsoever. They had no clue who I was, and just telling me how I'm lucky to be around you guys.
Bro, thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Love you, Brad. Thank you.
Love you, man. You're the freaking best. And by the way, you made a great decision moving to North Carolina. That is an amazing place with the nicest people on planet Earth. And you basically live inside of an amusement park.
Yes. Oh yeah. One of my life's goals was to be at a world-class amusement park about a half hour from me. 25 minutes from door to door. I'm on Fury, which is one of the best roller coasters in the U.S. In fact, the number one steel roller coaster in the U.S. is 25 minutes from me. And the biggest dad moment of my life was when my kid turned to me, who's deathly afraid of roller coasters, said, "Dad, let's do it." And I'm like, "What?" And we just had no time to think. There was no line for Fury. She gets off of it and goes, "Can we do it again?"
Wow.
Yes.
And I remember my first roller coaster with my dad. He was at Bobble Island in Detroit, Michigan. My first upside down roller coaster. And I think this is a moment and a memory that she'll never forget. Neither can I. But it's a really beautiful thing. Thank you for sharing. You didn't mean that story.
No, I love it. I watch your stories on Instagram, and I see you guys just having a blast. Like, she gets home from school or whatever, and you're like, "Let's go over to the amusement park."
It literally is 25 minutes from us. And that was her, though. That was her on a Wednesday night. School night's Thursday. And she's like, "Dad, can we go to the amusement park?" And I'm like, "What? Yes. Are you kidding me?" I mean, Wednesday, there's no calls with you, Jamil, and with Wholesale Hotline. Yeah, first check with, that. But
Jamil, we should do a big old North Carolina meetup with Brad here
Big
soon.
time.
well,
Hey,
okay.
Hey, I had an idea. Why don't we get our butts to North Carolina for December 3rd?
No. We're doing that in Phoenix, right?
Well, I want to be wherever you are for the premiere.
Well, I'll come out to I'll come out to Phoenix for the premiere.
No,
We got to
You
plan
just have to
something.
put it on. You just have to put it on. I'll be there.
Let's go. Come on.
But I will tell you, my wife is allowing a meetup, an REI meetup at our house, but we still are in the process of some renovations. So right around the mid-December, we'll be ready for a meetup. We can host you guys. I'm more than happy. I think, Jamil, you said it early on. Once I get settled, you guys were going to come out and show everything. I will welcome you, but my wife won't let you come until after Thanksgiving.
Okay. Amazing. Brad, you made our nights.
Right.
Actually, this is fantastic. Thank you for the great news. December 3rd, you guys heard it here first. Actually, we all heard it here first together.
Oh, by the way, can you tell Payson or Rahima and Laura?
Bro, I just sent them a picture of you on Wholesale Hotline announcing December 3rd as the premiere date, and everybody's losing their minds in my phone right now.
My fellow colleague was like, because she sort of knows that I talks about Wholesale Hotline, and she's like, "You want to do what?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I want to go on Wholesale Hotline and surprise them." She's like, "I just have to say that Laura and Rahima aren't there," and I'm like, "I have a feeling they'll know pretty quickly."
Yeah.
They knew right away.
You have two beautiful women on that are on your sides, in front, behind, every which way. So I please give my love to the two of them and hopefully share that news. Well, you've already shared the news with them.
Brad, you're the king.
All right.
Love you, brother.
Thank you. I'll be a fellow watcher now.
See you, Brad.
That
was awesome.
We got to plan
December 3rd, huh?
December 3rd, baby.
Oh, crap.
Are you guys going to do the big thing again? You know,
Yeah, we have
the big
to now.
party.
Yeah, hell yeah.
You got to do that.
Where should we do the big party? We should do a massive like 1,000-person freaking thing, like rent out a stadium.
I know of a mansion in Mesa we could go to.
Yeah. You should do it at Batch's office with that huge upstairs. That would hold everybody.
How big?
Just saying.
How many people?
Actually, he's right. Batch is upstairs. We should do it there.
It's
We have
cool.
offices there, bro. Let's go do it there.
Let's do it. I know we've got the conference rooms are named after us there. I think they could pull some strings.
We
Did you guys
gotta-
know that?
Yeah, I did. I seen it. It's incredible. And I saw our offices there. It's incredible.
Yeah. It's wild.
Whose office is?
Huge.
You have an office. I have an office. Brent has an office. We all each of us have an office at Batch's headquarters.
Why didn't they tell me this?
They did. They must have.
That's what it should. It'd be dope.
I saw your door tag.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So we need to plan this and do something big. We should have a performing artist come out, like somebody that we freaking love and adore. Pay somebody big time to come out and perform.
Yana.
Big boy.
A big boy might come out. I should have asked Brad about Big Boy. I think they're in development right now for their TV show.
I don't know where they're supposed to talk about that, but that would work, right?
Bro, I'm gonna text Big Boy. Let's see if we can get him out and do a premiere like performance. Have him play 3 or 4 songs. That would be so insane. How many people could we fit in there? 500?
Oh, you could fit 50,000. It's the biggest building ever. It's huge.
It's 20,000.
It's 20,000 square feet upstairs.
Yeah.
How big is the batch office you're in right now?
4,000.
Okay, that's pretty
And it's
big.
it's the Wholesaling Inc. office, bro.
Okay.
Yep. It's a big office. You could do it.
So we could get a couple. We could get 1,000, maybe 2,000 people upstairs. Do a big premiere party. Jamil,
Easily.
We got to make this big. Let's get some of our.
I'll
Let's
get,
get some celebrities out.
I'll get Janae Aiko to come out and sing. Big Sean, I'll get her to bring Big Sean with her.
No way.
Yeah, bro.
All right. How are we going to make a decision on who's coming out?
Well, I think first and foremost, the only way you can even get an invitation to the premiere party is by showing up to Nightmare on Deal Street on October 28th.
Wow. All right. We got 15 more minutes. Let's go back into lead generation since we sidetracked on this amazing topic. What do you guys think are the main things that people should be focusing on right now in this current market in terms of lead generation? Should we be doing billboards, maybe TV, maybe radio? What are you thinking, Jamil?
I think you turn down the money, you turn up the elbow grease, and I feel that the one thing that you need to be focusing mainly on right now is status. Status. Hold your position on these calls, guys. We are not asking for permission anymore. Yep. We are not asking for sellers to look at our offer. We are not asking anymore. We are dictating the terms. We are boss. So understand right now in today's current market situation, you hold the cards. You are the boss. You are the one that can change this person's unsold house into a sold property. So and believe me, their phones aren't ringing. So hold that position. Know how important you are. Know how happy they are to talk to you. And if they ain't talking about money with you, what do? Hang up on them.
Yeah, and I think, listen, I think it's more important than ever that you need to understand, what are your buyers buying? Like, you need to have a conversation with your buyers. You need to go and see who is actually closing on these deals. Because one, it's going to help you have that tall posture that Jamil's talking about, where you're going to go out confidently to submit these offers because you know you have somebody's buy price already in hand. It is huge right now. I have seen more deals. I would say 98 out of 100 deals that I see are getting canceled in Phoenix right now because people are locking up too high because they don't understand where the buyers are. They don't. The cheese has moved. Like it has moved. You got to figure that out. You need to have a good conversation with a buyer that's buying right now and say, what price are you buying? What areas are you buying? What is your buy box? And let me go negotiate for you. You can even send them a few listings and say, I'm going to go and I'm going to get the price down with this agent right now. You tell me what you would take down this deal. It's in the zip code that you want. It fits your buy box. What price will you buy this at? It's listed at $250. Oh, you'll buy it at $170? Great. I'm going to go get it at $150. That's the conversations you need to be having right now. For sure. That's what builds your confidence, knowing that you've got that deal already sold, because nothing will set you back than going out there, taking massive action, like holding on to your courage, getting a deal locked up, and then having to cancel it. And then all of a sudden, it's not like you're starting back at zero. Emotionally, you're starting back in like a hole. And I don't want that for you. So have somebody that's ready to buy these deals. Have that conversation. Make sure that it's real prices that you're talking about, and not just, I watched this YouTube video and they said it was this percent and I went and did this. No. Find the buyers. Have a conversation with the buyers. But Jamil, would you concur?
100%, 1,000%, 1,000,000%. Talk to your buyers. Find out where they're moving. And guys, talk to more than 10. Talk to 20. Talk to 100. Talk to as many as you can, because everybody's different. Every buyer is different. There's going to be some buyers right now that are only going to be at, X percentage of ARV. Some of them are going to be higher. Some of them are going to be lower. And so you really need to communicate with a lot of people. Secondly, I would be very, you guys know I'm doing a challenge. It's called the Mr. Moneybags Challenge coming up.
Yeah,
Mr. Moneybags Challenge.
I love the logo.
It's only about finding buyers. That's it. We're not doing any acquisition the entire 3-day challenge. It's only finding buyers. It's only finding buyers in this current market with the current problems. And we're going to teach you guys how to do that. The link is in there, guys. Go register, jamilsnextevent.com. It's the Mr. Moneybags Challenge, because that's the Monopoly guy, Mr. Moneybags. And that's how you find buyers. We're going to show you exactly how to do it. And buyers who are pulling the trigger right now, because guys who were pulling the trigger 6 months ago, they ain't the same. It's different people. They're buying at different metrics right now. So you have to keep that in. Guys, the guys who last bought are holding flips right now that aren't selling. The guys who bought in March, April, they're screwed right now because they overpaid. So they're not your buyer right now. You want to know who your buyer is? The guy you stopped talking to last year.
Yep.
Because you put a hedge fund in his place. The guy who came to start doing business with me. I'm going to show you how to find them. Click the link in the chat. Let's go.
I've got an idea for next week's YouTube or next week's Wholesale Hotline. So let me know you guys' thoughts on this. I've been building a lot of mind maps, like Miro boards, where it's like, if this, then do this, then do this, boom, boom, boom type of thing. What about, we've never done this for wholesale, but what if we talk about the wholesale process start to finish through a mind map where it's like this, and then this, and then this, and then this type of thing? You guys down for something like that?
Yep. Love it.
You get a lot of people are like, what's the process of wholesale? Tell me what it is. Where should I saw a lot of people in the comments today talk about what are my first steps? What happens then? Those types of things. I created one that I'll pull up here in a second. I'll show it to you guys. But I want to spend maybe 30, 45 minutes, maybe next week, going through that start to finish and show where I tell people to find a buyer, because I love Jamil's idea on a challenge. It is so critically important to have a buyer. I tell my brand new students, that you should have a buyer before you have a seller, because your buyer is going to help you comp when you're in doubt, and you need to have a relationship with people that are buyers. Now, I'm not saying that if I jumped into a brand new market, I would go find a buyer first, because I know how to comp. And Jamil, same thing. And Brent, same thing. But if you're brand new, one of the best resources you can ever have is actually having a Mr. Moneybags. Is that what you call a buyer now, Jamil? Is a Mr. Moneybags?
Hell yeah, baby.
What day are you guys doing that?
We are doing that. It starts on next Tuesday,
Okay.
October 25th.
Amazing.
Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And then we'll be going right into our Halloween Nightmare on Deal Street on the 28th. And then
you and I are going to Boston.
And then you and I are going to Boston on the 29th.
How do we get
Awesome.
Brent to go out to some of these meetups with us?
Where to?
Boston or other places. Like, we had so much fun with you in San Diego. How do we get you out?
That was awesome. Just depends on what's going on. Depends on the schedule. But we'll get out more.
Bring the kids.
I'll bring the kids. I don't know. Okay. Yeah, I'll bring the kids. It'll be a little. It'll be a little wild. Yeah.
Oh, I love that. I love that reply.
Jamil, let me ask you a question, just so that we can round out this next 10 minutes. I really like asking the question when speaking with an agent with an on-market property, and it's obviously way too high. If they don't get this price, what's their plan with the property? Right? I think that really gives me a really good indication. You know, typically they go, well, they don't need the money. He's independently wealthy. He's just putting it out there, and he's just trying to get as much as he can out of the property. Or they go, they are going to sell this property. They just inherited it. They have to sell it at some point. It needs to sell. When I have that conversation, the people that are like, they're going to sell it instead of, well, they'll fix it up and rent it themselves or whatever. And listen, I never take what they say as like the truth, right? I'm going to investigate further. I'm going to verify further the next week, and find out if that's really what's going to happen. But I think it's a really important question to ask, to see what is the strategy, what is their motivation of selling this property. Give me something else that you like, Jamil. Something else that you like asking these agents to really, they've got it listed high, but it's a destroyed property. They're obviously out of their mind. Like, what are some other things that we can give people some tools in their toolbox to use this week?
So, again, one of my favorite is, hey, when do you think your seller is actually going to come to terms with the reality of the price? Right. And so I'm positioning myself next to the agent like we're on the same team. Okay, so guys, it's really important that when you're on these conversations that you put yourself on the same side as the agent, because the agent's just as frustrated as you, right? This has been the next thing I'd want to do is I'd want to commiserate. I'd want to say, wow, how much money have you had to spend? How much time have you spent trying to sell this house? With how many calls have you had to take? Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. You probably had to talk to so many people and just told them, no, this house is overpriced. Oh, again, putting yourself in the same shoes, empathizing with the realtor. I think one of the most telling pieces of advice that I could try to get would be to find out from the realtor the timeline, right? So asking the agent, do you have any idea when your seller is looking to move? Like, do they have a plan once they leave? Because if you find out that there is no plan, then there's probably no motivation.
Right.
So it's really important to get that. It's really important to ask and find out, hey, what's the seller planning to do after they sell?
Yeah. Love it. Do you go into the condition at all? Do you mess with that at all? Or does that just suck up too much time?
Right out the gate, right? So when I say, I took a look at the photos and it looks like the house is, completely original. Actually probably needs a full gut remodel. And I saw that it's been priced like this thing is, the Taj Mahal. So I'm obviously the seller is the one who told you where to price this, because you wouldn't have done that. So just a real question. When do you think the seller is going to come to terms with the reality of where this house is going to trade at? And it's pow. You're getting. I'm laying out the evidence for you here. I'm leading you down. I'm leading you down the as Pace has taught me so well with storytelling. You know, you have to leave little trail. You got to leave a little trail of where you want your person to end up.
Yeah.
Mentally. And how I'm gonna do that? I'm gonna put myself on the side of the seller, side of the agent. I'm gonna drop the nugget that the house is overpriced. I'm gonna drop the nugget that I want to find out what the timeline is. I'm gonna drop the nugget that it must have been the seller who made the pricing. Then I'm going to ask about the seller's mental state and how realistic they are. And then I'm gonna let the agent do the rest of the talking.
Love it. And then do you have kind of like, you know, an expectation on, does it take one call? Does it take 5 calls? Does it take 7 calls? Does it take a week? Does it take a month? Does it take 90 days? Is there any kind of like overall, not perfect, obviously, but just kind of some expectations on how many times we have to reach out to these agents before, you know, they like us, trust us, want to work with us?
For on-market deals, it can happen first call.
On average, you're saying on average is the first call?
I mean, I'm having my average first calls are all above average first calls. And I'm look, does that mean that they're going to say, hey, I'll talk to my, so I got Bobby and I shot a video just the other day. I'm on the phone. There's a house down the street from my house listed at $1.5 million.
Yep.
I use these exact words that I'm saying right now. Okay. And I say to the agent, I'm gonna offer you $1 million. She said, I don't know if they'll go for it, but let's try. Guys, it's $500,000 below what it's listed at. The house has only been on the market 36 days. And the agent was so on my side after just a few words.
Yeah.
2 sentences. It's tonality. It was the positioning. It was the status. I made myself feel and sound so confident that I could make this deal, get this deal done at $1 million. These guys, she didn't stand a chance against me.
Listen, your tone of voice is your body language on the phone. It is. And it is so much of communication. Look it up. I'm just telling you, your vocal first impression is important. Your tone throughout it will either make or break the way that person on the other line, the way that other person thinks about your ability to close this deal, without a doubt.
Yep. Yeah, I'll be posting that on my YouTube channel, guys. If you're not subscribed to my YouTube, go do that, and you'll get to see that whole call. It'll change your life.
Here's my little path to a contract. We can show this next week, and I can walk through it. That'll be a really fun one. We'll give away a contract and paperwork and assignment, all that stuff. Jamil, you freaking lit it up today, bro.
Whoop, whoop. Thank you.
People love your shit, dog.
Well, I love you. I love all the people.
I mean, Brent Daniels.
Yep.
What do you got going on this week, brother?
Wednesday live show, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, is going to be absolutely bananas on the Brent Daniels YouTube channel. That's 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Be there. It is a wild 90 minutes, and a lot of it is celebrating, and a lot of it is answering your questions about the deals that you're dealing with that day, that week, whatever it is. So join me. We're going to answer a lot of questions, celebrate, and have a whole bunch of fun.
Jamil, what do you got going on?
Just next week, folks. Well, we got Nightmare on Deal Street. Hope to see you guys all there, and let's go find you some buyers. Go find you some buyers. We'll put the Zoom link in the chat. I think Jamil's next challenge thing wasn't clickable, but put the Zoom link in the chat, my friends, and come hang out.
Love it,
Mr. Moneybags.
Mr. Moneybags, I love that challenge, bro. That's some genius thought process behind
Pace,
that.
what do you got going, brother?
I am going to be in the Bahamas for the next 4 days, and that's all I have going on.
Awesome.
And I love you guys, and I appreciate you guys, and I look forward to Nightmare on Dill Street, and now I look forward to completely ruining batch offices with 3,000 or 4,000 people on December 3rd.
Hey,
That's right.
December 3rd, Triple Digit Flip Season 2. Let's go.
Next week, guys, we will go through the wholesale process start to finish at a high level. It'll be a great week. We love you guys, and we are out. Wholesale Hotline, episode 140.
Or just say squat up.
So squat up and enjoy the show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
1, 2, 3.
So squat up